Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
Or I promise you, we'll give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
Cha-ching.
Boom.
Welcome back, Nate.
Glad to be here. Missed you.
Yeah. Shout out to Christine and Johnny. Christine, they've been pretty active. I know you don't get a chance to read the stuff sometimes because life is busy. Even I don't get a chance to sit down and reply to all this stuff. You think it'd be easier, but it's not. So yeah, thank you guys, Christine, Johnny, for your headlines and shout outs and comments. And I think they got some interesting input that I just don't get to because life. But in the meantime, we're going to get to some headlines.
Yes.
That's what we're going to get to. And we're going to talk about these headlines from our perspective, whether we've read the articles or not. We're going to tell you how to feel, how to think, and all that stuff. And tell them, Nate, why is our perspective important?
We're average veterans who've been around the road and we know everything.
Yeah, so you need to listen to us. It just makes sense. Like, it's a perfect place I would go for information. So in the interim, let's give them something to talk about. Is that a song? Let's give them something to talk about.
That's country. Talk about love. Oh, no.
Is that country? I'm not really quite sure. I don't know. I'm bad with music. Anyways, nominate me or vote for me. Trump taunts, gives assurance to libertarians during LNC speech.
I don't get it at all.
Well, let me preface it because you probably have no idea what's going on here. But
you're right, I don't.
let me preface this. So Trump decided to go to the Libertarian National Convention. That's what the LNC is. So the Libertarian Party, Trump had the balls to show up to. And he got some boos. So a nice little, plug for the Democrats who think it's something special that he got booed at this convention, right? But he literally stood there and said, hey, look, this is what I'm going to give you. You're not going to get any of this from the Democrats, and basically told them, look, you can continue to waste your 3% vote, or you could come side with me and make sure that you get this, this, and this. You know what I mean? He laid it out. He got some booze. He got some stuff. And then they went and endorsed. And let's be here. Let me preface this. Mike James, my original co-host here, was a libertarian. And if this is the party he claims, I'm glad I'm not a libertarian. The dude they nominated is a LGBT loving, drag story time supporting, anti-Trump. Dude, he's the definition of libtard, right? What you expect from the left, you really expect that from the left. Because I got respect for libertarians that are true libertarians. But if this is what the party wants, this is not a libertarian. This is a left-wing nut that's in a different party. And it's embarrassing. But I'm kind of glad because then that just shows you that 3% is a waste. So keep voting for libertarians and do your thing. You too, Mr. James, waste your vote on this weirdo they nominated.
It's not a waste of vote. It's not a waste of vote if that's who you want.
Well, it's a waste of vote because you're never going to win.
Still, this person I voted for.
Well, it's like worse than lottery, Nate. You got to be dumb. Like, at least the lottery, there is a chance you might win.
It's kind of like in the New Jersey Devils when you know they're not going to win a Stanley Cup. You might as well pick someone who's
if they hadn't won a Stanley Cup, then I guess I could say that. But they had one. Libertarian parties never won an election.
Oh, gotcha.
So yes, there is a chance they could, but they're going to need a lot of other people to vote for them. So yeah, the point I'm getting at though is at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been even moved if they didn't support Trump, but went after a true libertarian candidate. But no, no, they went and endorsed a far left-wing lunatic that I'd be embarrassed to call a libertarian. But what do I know? What the hell do I know?
So that's pretty crazy that's the best the libertarians have. Biden's the best the Democrats have, and Trump's is the best Republicans have. What does that say about our country?
Well, we've known that for years, though, right?
Man.
Well, we've known that for years. I mean, even when you think about it, like nobody really gets picked that's worthy of the. It's so funny, Nate, too, and I don't want to get too far on a tangent, but I was just talking to somebody about that today. I am so disappointed that I am encountering more incompetent people at their jobs than I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but when you go anywhere and you know you can do the job better than the people that are being paid to do the job, it's kind of disturbing. And like I said, I don't consider myself anything special. I just think I have a standard. You know what I mean? I have a standard, and I just it blows my mind. I even have to go, deal with some issue regarding one of my children that uh, I'm not going to enjoy because I really don't like calling people stupid, but I'm going to have to. Maybe that's a little sarcasm because I am going to enjoy.
Uh,
I just think the level of incompetence, especially when it affects these children's lives, is mind blowing. Mind blowing. I'm not going to sit here and go all through the problems and how we got there because this headline's about enough. But good on Trump for going into the lion's den, and good on him for telling people how it is, and uh, you know, I guess good on them for voting what they really want.
you think he'll show up at the DNC?
I'm sure if he was given the opportunity, he would. I mean, look, you talk about the debates, right? Remember they were talking about the debates that
Yeah.
come with all these caveats, and Biden wanted to sit down the whole debate instead of standing up. Like what? So I mean, again, this is the stuff I just don't understand, Nate. I don't understand. It is clear as day to me. It's like walking out and seeing the sun in the sky. But these people can't see this stuff. Like, why would the president want to sit down for a debate? No one sits down for that's called an interview. You know what I mean? Well, there are people that sit down during debates. I guess there's people up on stage that do chairs and they sit down. But presidential debates never been sit down.
Why can't they be? I don't want to
Well,
stand for 2 hours. It's stupid.
right. Why can't they be? But they've never been. So
I
why
don't mean I
now?
don't mean it's right or wrong.
No,
It's
but
like
why
the
now?
speed limit's never been 70, but sometimes it is now. So we can change stuff.
Well, you can, but you know why they're changing it. Or we can assume.
I'm just asking. I don't want to stand for 2 hours either. So
No, you're absolutely right. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think it's also shows it's a part of the debate. It's a part of the evaluation. Would you hire a Marine to stand in front of the tomb if he's like, I can only stand for 30 minutes, so I need a chair. Nobody's put him
I
out
don't
there.
think the president's required to stand for long periods of time. He has a
Well, he
desk
sure
in
as
his
hell
office.
be.
He
He's in
travels
charge.
on a plane sitting down.
He
They
is
go to
in
meetings.
charge of the
They go to
military.
they go to meetings sitting down.
I think he should have a badge. He should take a PT test. I think so. How are you going to be in charge of the very organization that you can't
Have a
even meet their standards?
have a badge. What type of badge are you gonna have?
A PT badge.
Oh, well, did you have one?
Well, no, but I tried.
But I wasn't president either. Moving on. Moving on.
Offensive lineman Billy Price, Bengals 2018 first round pick, retires due to risk caused by blood clot.
As he should. He should worry about his life more than he does a sport he plays for. I'm sure since 2008, if he was a smart offensive lineman, he has some money in the bank where he can retire.
Yeah,
And I'm not sure how the NFL health benefits work either for you. I don't have to be there for so long to receive health benefits in life. I don't know how their benefits work, but
well, I'm sure if they don't work, you could probably afford it.
hopefully a lot of broke professionals out there because they just blow their money. So
Well, right. Well, there's no excuse why you shouldn't be able to afford it. It's
right,
why they may not offer health benefits. So they
true.
say, here, you got the money to pay for your own plan or buy the hospital. Um, so yeah, at the end, that's good for him on his retirement. I guess the big elephant in the room to me is have you heard a lot of this blood clot problems?
Mm-mm.
I haven't heard of these before. You know what I mean? I understand what they are and I understand like they cause strokes and things like that and all that. But I've never heard of so many athletes with blood clot issues until, a certain vaccine came out.
Oh, I was wondering where you're going with that.
It's just weird to me. Like, it's just weird. And I'm not saying it could be coincidence. You know what I mean? Just like your whole theory with sitting down for the debate. This could all be coincidence. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of odd. It's definitely odd.
No, you're making an assumption. It doesn't say anything about getting a COVID vaccine or anything. So
No, and I'd like to know that though. I would like to know that. Did he get vaccinated? I'd like to know that. Because to me that's evidence. You can call it irrelevant, but in the end it's evidence to me. Like a lot of other things. It's like the whole, I was reading something in the paper just recently, papers exist still, um, about a suspect that had black hair, brown eyes, was 5'9", about 100, 80 pounds, and you're supposed to look for this dude. Like, who is he?
You.
Right? I'm 6'2", buddy. But you're supposed to look for this dude. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking like, you don't put the race to embarrass anybody. You put the race to
To
narrow
identify.
down. Like, why would you put somebody's height? Why can't we just look for a dude? You know what I mean? Hey, you did it. You did it. You did it. You're trying to be as descriptive as possible to narrow down the suspects so you're not apprehending random people for no damn reason. So I don't understand why they're hiding race when it comes to this stuff.
I don't know what race has to do with this at all.
Well, I'm talking about the descriptions.
No.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that they keep hiding this crap for some agenda when it's actually stupid because the whole purpose of doing it. So tell us if you got the vaccine, because it's more information. Because so can we link it to the vaccine? Maybe not. Maybe not. But it's more information. At least we can say you'd even want to say he wasn't vaccinated so you can disprove people. But the
Right.
fact that you're not saying it maybe tells me that you probably got it. You know? And I think this guy knows, and his whole career is probably over now because of it.
Well, it is
So he
over.
probably feels bad.
He retired, so yeah, his career's over. Usually
Yeah.
that means. Usually what that means.
Well, yeah, but some people are forced into retirement. Other people choose retirement.
I'm going to
I
choose
don't.
to
I
retire
don't
this
think.
deadline.
I don't think what 2018 was that 6 years. I don't think 6 years is actually a career that you just retire 6 years later.
Well,
If there is,
the average NFL player lasts 3 years in the NFL, so
well, but I'm saying it. Most careers don't last 6 years and you retire.
I wish mine did.
Yeah, and you got the money that he gets to
Right,
retire
yeah,
with.
right. Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, here's a couple 100,000 just for showing up.
All right, I'm gonna retire this headline.
There you go. All right. Trump highlights Biden admin authorizing deadly use of force in Mar-a-Lago raid. This was a little bit old, but I really want to talk about this. And I know you do too,
So,
because
did they use any deadly force in the Mar-a-Lago raid?
did they use it? No, they didn't have to, because he wasn't there.
Oh, but if he was there, they could have just shot him,
Yeah.
or did he have to be like non-compliant with a weapon and
I think it didn't matter because you see that case that's in
like
the.
yeah? What was the rules of engagement on this deadly use of force? I mean,
Well, I guess the arguments for and against, I guess, are people are trying to say, even some people on the right, that support the side, are trying to say, oh, this is standard, blah, 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 right? But what about going into a president's home, a former president's home is standard? Like when you have a dignitary, is
that's not
anything standard?
that's not standard. But if if that's standard use in a raid, no matter who it's for, then it's standard use. I mean, now
Well,
do they, like you always say, do they always go to the president's home? No. Probably this might have been. I'm gonna think maybe the first one. Maybe I'm just guessing.
well,
But if you're using standard policy across the board, it don't matter
I
who
understand
you're
what you're saying.
raiding.
I understand what you're saying is to have a set standard of rules, blah, 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 blah. But would you go into a drug lord's cave the same way you go into a crackhead's house?
Probably.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, drug lord and a crackhead. I'll probably go to the house Sam White, load it and ready to go. Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I guess you're
That was a
missing the
bad
point, but
example.
that's fine.
No, that was a bad
Maybe, yeah.
example.
All right. Maybe.
But I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that, yeah, you don't need to, which they've shown before, right? FBI will go in and they'll do a 2 a.m. raid on a dignitary who is no threat, no criminal records, got nowhere to flee because he's literally, got a job in the government. You don't need to do that. But yet some people, they'll call their lawyer and say, hey, we need this guy to come in and surrender and turn himself in. Oh, okay, we'll send him in. You know what I mean? Like what in your law enforcement experience did you need a no knock for?
Never had no knock.
Well, what would you need one for?
Element surprise.
Surprise, right? Or the possibility they may be destroying evidence, right? So at 2 a.m, no lights are on and you cut the power anyway. What are they destroying? Nothing.
You don't
What
know.
surprise that you got? Well, why would you need to surprise somebody that you can arrest tomorrow morning when he walks out for work? Like, why would you need to surprise a guy? That's exactly what happened, in fact, to one of the cases right now they're going through that I saw congressional hearing on it with the the ATF. And this guy in charge of the ATF, he's a joke too. I don't understand why these three-letter organizations, again, the standards, they're jokes. I don't understand where these people come from. But do you think doing a no-knock at 3 a.m. with a guy who owns guns for the sole purpose of searching his home is a good idea for your policeman, or waiting till he's not home to execute a search warrant is a good idea?
As long as you know he's not home. But how do you
Because you could watch him leave the house.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? So the point I'm getting at is that's what exactly happened. It just turned out that I think he was a January 6th supporter or something. And instead of going, they
What did
have
you
video
say?
footage,
What January? What would
January
you?
6th,
Okay, just want to make sure you said it right.
an erectionist. Yeah. So instead of going the week before or 2 weeks before, which they actually have footage in front of a Walmart parking lot where they all gathered to do this raid, they canceled it. And then they went when he was home because he wasn't there at that time.
Maybe they're going to get him, so they had to go in while he was there.
But again, why would you go into his house to do it? Why wouldn't you do it in public where he's less likely to know the area? Or you can corner him somewhere where he can't hurt nobody. Where if you do it in his house, it could be a standoff or people can get shot. Like, you got to be smarter than that. And you know this. You know this when we do plans. Like, we don't go set an ambush right next to somebody's base, right? Because then they'll come out and kill us. Like, we know this. Police know this. They've been doing this for years. So at the end of the day, there's a level of corruption here that they want this stuff to happen. And that's how it ties into the Trump. Like, I understand deadly force, but you're talking about the former president, current running president candidate that's actually in the lead. Why would you need to even consider deadly force? Why wouldn't you just do this diplomatic?
Well, isn't there a lot of people around his house with guns anyway, since he's still protected?
Exactly. So what do you think's going to happen when a bunch of guns meet a bunch of guns? So that's the point they're getting at. There was nothing about this that were standard. Maybe their rules are standard. Maybe the form is standard. Maybe you even say, okay, deadly force is necessary. You make the blurt about it. But to show up like that, to do none of it's standard. I mean, it's just, you're just asking for trouble. It's really what you're doing. You're just asking for trouble.
Moving on.
Yep. Let's get to the last one here.
No trouble here.
LOL. I guess I got to say lol, laugh out loud. Cori Bush and Ilhan Omar delete posts mixing up Memorial Day and Veterans Day. I just do this in here because I had a conversation with a dude too. And a good guy, but he thought I was offended when I was correcting him. I was like, dude, I'm not offended that you thank me for my service. I'm just letting you know a lot of people messed this up.
A lot of people mess it up.
Yeah. So even I almost was going to mess it up. But I wasn't really concerned with what the day as much as it was what it's for.
Well, it's no surprise.
Yeah, right. But yeah, this part, that doesn't bother me. I mean, it's funny, but they really don't care anyway. So what does it matter?
These are your elected officials that are supposed to be taking care of Americans, and they don't even know what Americans' holidays are.
Right, exactly. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care. It's kind of depressing these people even exist in our leadership. Like, I understand we're a melting pot. I understand we have different voices. I understand that, but I don't understand how you have anti-Americans who scream that the guy who's for America is anti-American while they do anti-American things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's the part that baffles me. You don't have to like Trump. I get it. But what he's doing is for America. What these people doing is anti-American, and you'll support them because you don't like Trump's mean tweets or I get it.
You don't like Trump's mean tweets either.
Yeah, right. That's my stupid alarm. I've got to monitor that. All right. So yeah, I didn't say stupid all episode, did I?
Yeah, you said a couple times.
I know. I didn't call anybody stupid.
True.
All right. So good success. Well, again, Zeke, thanks for showing up. Thank you all for tuning in. Standards are high here too, right? I'm talking about low standards, and my whole standards get through an episode without calling somebody stupid. How stupid is that? Right? But anyways, thank you for showing up. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your like, share, subscribe. Thanks for all that you do. Send us your money and let's do this for free or whatever and blah, blah, blah. Until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pen ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.